That was stressful. That was stressful. Oh, wow. Like, looking at everything behind me, and it looks the same, doesn't it? Trust me, everything over that way, and here, it's just not the same. What can I say? Hello, and yeah, welcome, welcome to this mad show. Right. Okay, let's just get a couple of things. Okay, Lee's still here with us because I haven't had time to get rid of him, but that's not a problem. I mean that in the nicest way. But yeah, Lee's still there. Go and check out his channel. One last time. Plain spotting. Hey, well, we'll see, because you know what? We don't know what this PC is gonna do. We don't know what this PC is gonna do. But hello, Mike. Good to see you. There's a new cooler in there. Could it fix the issues? Honestly, guys, I don't know. I'm going to persevere today. I'm going to persevere today. If it happens, it happens. Dave, good to see you. Good evening, Brian. Hope you're well. I'm okay, Dave. Hopefully, this thing I'm not going to punch. Just, please work. Please work. Please work. Right, yeah, as I say, this is the last chance. Well, not the last chance. You can go and subscribe to Lee anytime, but this is the last chance. I think he'll be on this screen. So, yeah, I didn't have any time to do anything before this live stream. I have just been fitting a new cooler onto my PC for the last couple of hours. Yeah, it did take me a couple of hours. It should only take half an hour, but it did. It wasn't easy. I still need to actually fix a couple of things because I put the wrong wire in, and Anyway, listen, it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. It will if it starts playing up. It will matter. I'll throw it out the window. I don't recommend punching it. No, mate. I know. I won't punch it because it's too expensive to punch, but honestly, I'm yeah, a bit fed up with it. Anyway, listen, guys, we're going to be taking a look at, I'd like to say the new FSLTL. It's pretty similar. Listen, I know I look a state because I've been sweating. Yeah, anyway, and for the last time this year, most likely, I am just going to give one big shout out to Logitech for sending me out their lovely G915X Lightspeed wireless ultra sim. There you go. That's how thin it is. You can still see my face, which, you know, yeah. But yeah, that is currently still on sale, guys. Logitech G Play Days finishes tomorrow, so use my link in the stream description. Use my code PRACGEEK. It's all down there. All the details you need. You'll get the discount off the actual sale itself, and then you'll also get some money off with using my code as well. So if you need any new peripherals and stuff, go down to the description, Logitech website, go and get yourself something new. Go and treat yourself. You deserve it. Anyway, let's get into this. What are we doing? Well, we are here in Aerosoft Stuttgart, obviously, because it has probably one of the best, you know, it's still, in my opinion, one of the best sceneries you can get. But we're not here to look at sceneries today. We're here to look at planes. We're going to be looking at, again, not the new FSLTL, but we're going to be taking a look at how it works now. So, FSLTL, if you don't know, is an AI tracker, I'll get my words out, don't worry. An AI traffic add-on, which is available through the fly-by-wire installer. Now, this was once upon a time a free program, and it still is a free program, but it will not work anymore for free. You need a subscription to Navigraph for this to work now. Now, I've been reading comments. I've been looking at things. Sash83, good to see you. Hello. I have been reading comments. I've been reading people's thoughts. it's a bit of a mixed bag. I think for the people who have got Navigraph, it's a win-win. You know what I mean? I didn't have it, but I did need it for the chart, for the chart and for the flying. So it was something I needed anyway. For the people who don't have Navigraph, this is probably a bit of a sour one. Yeah, it's a bit of a hard one, I think, to stomach. Because you do now. Listen, Navigraph subscription monthly. It's about 7 to 8 quid, roughly. So it's not too bad. But because FSLTL was free, it was a freeware. You could just put the injector on and it works. That's not the case anymore, sadly. Now, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and show you the injector, how it is, because it'll all look very familiar. But I'll show you what it looks like when you get into the extra step with Navigraph. So we're here at Stuttgart. We're going to go up to the terrace. We're going to go up to the balcony up there. You can see it up there. Now, if you haven't got this scenery, as I say, we're not really talking about sceneries today. But if you haven't got this, I fully recommend it. I endorse it. I really do. It's one of the best sceneries you can get. One of the best. One of the best. Hi. Goodbye. Okay. Bye. Bye. Thanks for coming by. Right. So what I need to do is I just need to turn on fly-by-wire, because that's what you need. You'll need the fly-by-wire installed anyway. Which apparently, yeah, I do have. And we'll have a little look at this, because what I need to do is I need to just pop that up there. Who's trying to run me over? The fuel truck. Fair enough. And we need to just turn this to the fly-by-wire installer, I think, just to show you guys. So here is what it looks like. Fly-by-wire. If you know, you know. Good to see everybody. Honestly, I am seeing some new names. I'm also throwing my controller on the floor. Good start. I do want to just make a disclaimer, guys. I have been having issues with my PC. Now, it's not a great thing to say straight off the bat, but if I do start buffering, please stay with the live streams. I will be back on as soon as possible. I hope it doesn't happen. Fingers crossed. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, if you're familiar with fly-by-wire, you will see you can download, obviously, the aircraft, A320, A380, and then you've got this little radar. This is FSLTL. There's the base models, which you have to install. That is the models, the liveries, for the planes, different types of planes, 747, 757, all the good stuff. The injector is... It's how it sounds, basically. It injects the traffic into the sim. Now, I won't be able to show you the screen, but when I press start, it's going to come up with a little box. Now, let me see if I can show you this. Little terminal box. There we go. That's what it looks like. Now, this hasn't changed. This is exactly what it does. Now, in my opinion, I hope with this new partnership and how it all is changed, that they get rid of this window, because you don't need this. And the reason why I'm saying you don't need it is because once you press yes, and that's what you have to do, I think, or if you want to change your settings, when you press Y and press enter, it actually opens up a brand new window. Now, it's a bit long-winded. This is what I mean. I hope they get rid of this window, because if you go to the website, which opens up in Edge, unfortunately, you will then see this, which is the new injector, which it does look a lot nicer. It does look, the UI looks a lot better, a lot better. Arch, good to see you. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you doing? Sion Studios, good to see you. Dave, yes, definitely. And yeah, we see it. Perfect. That's good stuff. So this is what you get when you essentially, from the FSLTL terminal, and you press yes, this comes up, and it is basically a more user-friendly version of the terminal. And you can change the radius of the aircraft, as in the injection radius of how far they get injected into the world. How many aircraft, disable blank liveries, FS traffic priority. So if you've got the Just Flight traffic models installed, you can use them as well, or instead. Now, in my opinion, the FS traffic models are more... They're not like the aircraft we get in the sim, but they are slightly better modeled. If you've got FS traffic, then I'd always stick it onto priority. And there's loads of other things. How many aircraft you want parked up at once? How many, you know, the density of the aircraft and stuff like that. When you press save and start injecting, that's when the good stuff happens. So it'll let you close the window, and then you will start seeing, hopefully on the screen in front of you, the aircraft injecting in. There we go. That's mine. There's some others there. Sun Express, Whiz. We've got a KLM Embraer over there as well. And basically, yeah, you still have to wait for a bit, but you can have a fully packed out airport that, you know, looks a bit more immersive, which is great. It's fantastic. Love to see it. Now, we'll go up to the balcony. We'll go up to the balcony. We'll have a little look. Now, these aircraft on the stands, these also do actually get the jetways pushed up, and I'm pretty certain they will also get pushback tugs. Now, yes, there is stuttering. I think it's my system. Oh, you can't get up that step. I'm gutted. I think you can get up these ones. And yeah, and if you haven't seen Stuttgart yet, like I said before, you are missing out, because it is one of the finest sceneries you'll ever encounter on the simulator. It is gorgeous. Aerosoft. Wow. Shame we can't sort of thingy there, the doors, but honest to God, it's just, you can walk around everything. Now, I know this is not everyone's cup of tea. I understand that. There we go. We can have a little look out there. All the animated traffic as well. All the animated vehicles there. Look at that. And then we've got all the planes as well. It is great. Why am I getting little symbols? I don't understand what's going on there. I'm getting little symbols in front of some words. Do you see that, Sion Studios? It's like a little Chinese symbol in front of your OK. Right, the reason why I want to come out into the terminal is I want to get up to the... Can we get through here? Can we get through here? No. I want to get to the visitors' sort of balcony, if you like. Don't see anything? No? Okay. Something's going on with me. Something's going on with my YouTube chat then. Right, I'm trying to get to the arrivals. But yeah, beautiful airport. How's everyone doing? Please do leave the likes on the live stream. Do as much as you can, and obviously help the channel out. Taking a look at the FSLTL Injector, so the software. As I said before, not everyone is liking the fact that we've got to pay for this now. This was a freeware program, and you know, if you want to argue the toss, it still is a freeware program. It just won't work without the subscription. Probs behind facecam. What? I don't... What? Anyway, so... like I say, you do need to pay for this to work. Now, you need the Navigraph subscription, which, again, I'm pretty sure they only have one, which is just basically called Unlimited, isn't it? You know, if you don't mind spending £7 a month, I think if you're flying airliners and, well, do you know what? Even if you're not flying airliners, I think it's a worthy investment. And obviously with that as well, you'll be able to inject the FSLTL traffic. There we go. Found our way out. No, it's in the live chat. It's actually next to the... It was in front of Madan TV plane spotting. His goodbye. There's a little Chinese symbol in front of that on my screen, and then in front of Sion Studios where it says okay. Oh, okay. There's another little one. Not too sure what's going on. It's a bit weird. Right now, up here is where you get to the little spot and ledge. We can have a little look. Up the escalators. The escalators don't move you. Yes, I am in full military gear. Which reminds me, after this live stream, there's something I've got to do. So Navigraph is... It says it's $9 a month. I should have went up the lift, shouldn't I? It's $9 a month, which I think is about £7 something. So I decided to sign up, and obviously it helps now having FSLTL working again. But I do want to hear everyone's opinion. If you've used the traffic injector before. Don't like that sound. That's not nice. I'm not going in that lift. Come on, guys. Ugh. I should have just went up the stairs, shouldn't I? But yeah, I want to know everyone's thoughts in the chat, in the comments. If you're rewatching the stream, have you used FSLTL before, and does it bother you that it's sort of become a payware, or are you looking to get it? Are you bothered? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Give me your opinion on the whole situation, because like I say, I've been reading comments and I've been looking at opinions and stuff, and yeah, I'm interested to hear what people think. I usually use saying attentions. Fair enough. I got stuck in the lift at Mallorca once. Click to go off floor, took us the top floor, and then doors. Oh, okay. Can we use it with Beyond ATC? Now, that is a very, very good question. I believe Beyond ATC are going to make it work, but Beyond ATC has got its own injector, so I don't think it needs one. Basically, you need either the Just Flight, so you need one of three: AIG, FSLTL, or the Just Flight models. Not the injector, but the models. And Say Intentions and Beyond ATC have their own injector. It is just using purely the models for the aircraft, if that makes sense. So it doesn't really, I guess, Beyond ATC doesn't need it. Do you know what I mean? Like the FSL being free, but I didn't see it. I didn't use it much before. Yeah, do you know, I think that's where maybe I'm seeing the sort of the more neutral comments, the more sort of, do you know what, it's great that Navigraph and Flight Radar 24 are working together, if that makes sense. What do you recommend an ATC partner with FSLTL? I don't really understand, mate. Like I say, I think there's more FSLTL models, and I think for I think the sounds on FSLTL are better. Now I can't hear that plane over there. That's a bit of a shame. Now I don't know whether that's something to do with being in avatar mode. I don't know, but I can't hear the Sun Express over there. Now the thing with going into avatar mode, it is great because obviously we can walk across the terminal and we can watch all the planes, but we can't zoom in. And I won't just be going here, I'll be trying out a couple of different airports. Now what I do have to do is, because I do have just flight traffic installed also, I do need to make sure I remove that, because there will be just flight traffic injected into here as well as FSLTL. But yeah, I can't hear the planes, so I would say that's a bit of a maybe the sounds don't work in avatar mode. Bit of a shame, but maybe they don't. Can we use FreeCam? We can. It might be worth definitely using it. Now, I've tried this once, but this is kind of my first impressions of this. Now, I have used FSLTL a lot in the past, so I think I know about it. Let me just get into drone. I do need to disable chase plane. So you can hear the sounds are working now. So the sounds are working now. Yeah, exactly, mate. This is why it's nice walking around in the avatar mode, but you know it's got its downsides, hasn't it? So what we'll do is we'll just pretend we are on a set of ladders here, just to make it a bit more authentic. So you can hear sounds, but I think they're a bit buggy. Now, I don't know whether that's anything to do with the injector. I don't know how the injector's working. From what it looks like, when you close the new sort of UI, the Navigraph one, I guess, the flight radar one, you are back with the old injector screen, the black terminal screen, and that is still FSLTL injector. So I don't know how deep it goes, how much Navigraph and flight radar have gone involved. Now, if I'm going to hazard a guess, Navigraph have most likely produced the new UI, the sort of the web-based UI, to change the settings and the values of the traffic. And flight radar is purely the data, you know, pulling the data. I don't think it's real time, or at least I've not checked. I think maybe I checked. No, sorry, I checked once and it wasn't matched up. Now, I don't think this is supposed to be real time. And as you can see, there's still little bits of imperfections with the movement. It's still not realistic, the aircraft movements. So when you see these guys flare, sorry, when you see them rotate, you see it didn't rotate, it kind of just floated off the runway. Now that might not bother people, that's fine. You'll also notice when the aircraft land as well, they don't flare, they don't you know, they don't land on the back wheels, they actually land on all of the wheels all at once. Again, unrealistic. The only thing I've seen that's ever given realistic movement to the aircraft is actually PSXT and something called real-time traffic, which is actually real-time. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's touted as touted as real time, but it's about 20 to 30 seconds out, so you can actually go onto ADS-B or you can go on Flight Radar, and with PSXT and real-time traffic, you can actually see the aircraft on Flight Radar in real time. So whatever is at the airport in real life, you watching it now will be in the simulator. Sadly, or at least I don't think this is the case for this. That's if you want real-time traffic. You can do that. You can buy that. Is it something that they might introduce in the future? That would be fantastic. It would be great if there was a switch in the injector settings where you could flick it between kind of, I don't know, schedule sort of historic flights from different days to actual real time, where it's taking Flight Radar's current data and injecting it into the sim. That would be really cool. Do you know how to fix the AI traffic gears from disappearing from a distance? I don't, mate. I haven't got a clue. They do slam it. They do slam it. They slam it right down. Now, what you can do with this as well, you can use, I believe, little Navigraph to actually see the AI traffic, so you can look and track them in the sim. See, on, I believe it's a few minutes behind. Interesting, mate. I mean, even a few minutes. That is, I guess it's better than nothing. So, you know, you're still installing everything. You've still got to install the models. You've still got to install the injector. The models are the more heftier install because there's a lot of models and a lot of liveries. The planes look great. When you start looking dead close, they're not going to resemble something like the Phoenix down there. You know, it's not going to be as high fidelity as something like this. But they're all right, you know. They're nice enough. There's a KLM Embraer. Now, this isn't the FSLTL models. That's what I would actually point out right now. I'm trying to give you the impression. But these will be the Just Flight models. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of the models because I want you guys to see the FSLTL models. I apologize because that would have been the bit more of, that would have been the more wiser thing to do, wouldn't it? So let's get this back on. And instead of just starting the injector now, I am going to tell, I'll just show you again. So in here, at the very bottom, you'll see FS traffic model priority. When enabled, Just Flight FS traffic models are preferred over FSLTL models where both are available. So it will mix and match them. If there's some not available in FSLTL, it'll use Just Flight and vice versa, or it will just basically use Just Flight. So I'm gonna untick this, and I'm gonna start the injector. Is there a massive difference between the two? Not really. It's noticeable if you had the Just Flight traffic models and the FSLTL models sitting with each other. Then you'd notice the difference if you start looking, definitely. Sorry, mate. Yeah, no, sorry. I'll look over the chat. Wait, there we go. So this is the... Yeah, you can see the difference. You can see the difference. It is noticeable. It's just a bit less high fidelity, really. Very noticeable. Very noticeable. Oh, what happened to there? It's doing a little wheelie. Sorry, mate. Yeah, as I say, look over the... no, so that'll just be a LOD issue, really, to be honest with you. It happens with some of the default aircraft in the sim as well. The 747-800, 747-8, the 747 super tanker. The F-18 is terrible for the LODs. I don't know if there's a fix for it. Maybe I should have checked it, because I have been doing something in the F-18 recently. But yeah, the LODs just, yeah. If you even looked, is that a special livery as well? Or is that just a livery for Air Cairo? It's a nice livery. I've never seen it before. But I'm just going to go back to what Sion Studios said about it being a couple of minutes behind. I'm very interested in that. Let me have a little look, because I'm going to pull up flight radar and have a little gander. Let's see. Now, at the minute, folks, I have got all my PC open. I've got the front panel off, the back panel off, and because I have to go back inside it, it got to about 7:25, and I was still trying to get me new cooler in. And honestly, I've put a cable in the wrong place, so I need to take the cable out the cooler, put that new back one in, take a RAM stick out, because it won't fit in if I've got the RAM. It won't let me do it unless a RAM stick's out, so I've got the space to do it. It looks lovely. It looks lovely, the new cooler, but it was a pain in the ass to figure out. It really was. Mike, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in. Do you want me to put on the window in the top right with say it again? Yeah, I mean, I can do. I definitely can do. Let's have a little look. I am curious to see if to see what it's like, because like I say, you know, I mentioned the real-time traffic. Now, I'm not here to say buy a certain one or buy a Navigraph subscription or whatever. I am just purely doing a little fun virtual plane spot, and we'll go to some different airports. But what I am saying is that with the real-time using PSXT and real-time traffic, which again is a similar situation, actually. PSXT is a free program. It requires you to have the models installed from whoever, AIG, Just Like Traffic, and then that's an Injector. But then you need the real-time subscription, which is about £9 to get it to work. The only difference is the movement of the aircraft is a lot better. They rotate and they flare correctly. Like, it is a lot better. How are you doing? Can you drop me a message at some point? I will do, mate. I will do, yeah. I see it on Navigraph page. I'm confused. Is it? No. Yeah, we can go to Vegas, definitely. We can go to Vegas. So, Doctor, basically, if you've got a Navigraph subscription, you've done the most. You've done a good chunk of the work there. You then need to download first of all the fly-by-wire installer. That is where you would download the A380, the A320neo, the A320X, and you install FSLTL models and Injector. That used to be something you could do and inject aircraft, and it would work. I've done it many a times over the many years. It was free. Now that program is pretty much useless. You can still download it free. You don't pay for FSLTL. You're paying for the Navigraph. So you're paying for this little partnership, the Navigraph and Flight Radar partnership. And essentially what happens is when you start the fly-by-wire Injector, I did it at the start of the live stream. When you start the FSLTL Injector from the fly-by-wire installer, it'll then take you to what I think is a Navigraph UI page, and it injects the aircraft using flight radar data. That's the best way I can describe it. Can you angle the runway? I mean, we can look right now at Stuttgart. There is a couple of things happening. There is a there's a Vueling A320-200 coming in. There's a Condor A320 Neo coming in with the red stripes. As you can see, there's nothing there. Now, what I'm curious to do, what I can do, is I can see whether little Navigraph is actually showing that aircraft, but maybe a few minutes behind. There's some sound. Again, I think the sounds are a bit... Right, okay, so, good news. Or at least, from what I'm seeing on little Navigraph, there is an A320 coming in. I can't see it. Interesting. So it looks like it is a bit behind. Only a tiny bit. Now on little Navigraph on the radar, it was showing a Condor on there. They are. So actually, it is pretty good. It needs some time to catch up, but it is actually pulling data. I would say, let's not mix up our words. It's not real time, but it's pretty good. Now that Condor has just landed, so you know what? I think that's great. I would say it's very close to real time. It's injected a Condor with the right livery as well, may I add. That is one thing I would say PSXT didn't always do, was give you the right livery. It would give you the right airline, but as you guys know, Condor has, I mean, look at the nose down attitude there. Felt sorry for these guys on here. What I see, I mean, he's totally overcooked that, hasn't he? And then smack. So it is impressive. What I'd like to see is them trying to figure out how to get the movements correct. Having the aircraft flare, having the aircraft come down at the correct angle. It is possible because PSXT and real-time traffic does it. You can also see he's now floating off the airport now, that Condor. Now, don't get me wrong, PSXT and real-time Injector, it isn't perfect. It does some weird things. The aircraft moving at pace, at speed as well, isn't as good as this. This is great. That Condor's getting off. See you later, mate. And he's off. Yeah, he is, basically, yeah. Now, that 7, we're also getting a Turkish Airlines 737 coming in as well. That Sun Express has gone. Hopefully it's sort of taken that out of the equation. Here's the Turkish Airlines. That's a good point. I don't know, Arch. I don't know if... I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know Navigraph had a map on it, to be honest with you. I'm not actually using it. I'm using little Navgraph. It's a completely different add-on. But again, it's doing a an okay job. The aircraft movements, I think that's what they should really focus on. I don't know what I was doing there. Sorry, guys. Like, the aircraft movement is a bit... I mean, you'll see it. Will all airports be the same? Maybe not with the positioning. And also as well, this is most likely looking at the default Stuttgart. Can you see the elevation? Because this is a third-party one. This might have data from the default airport, but that wouldn't make sense because surely the third-party Aerosoft one has the elevation correct, if that makes sense. What's interesting to me as well is I disabled the default Stuttgart, but I think the default one has re-enabled because you don't get this. So I think the default Stuttgart has been activated again, which shouldn't be happening. Right, let's go somewhere else and we'll have a little look. But anyway, the airport looks fantastic. We'll have a look at another airport. We'll try and get through a few. Heathrow, right. Let's go to Heathrow then. Do you know what? What we'll do is... Yeah, I mean, I know there's going to be a few of you guys asking for various airports, and that is fantastic. I'll try and do as many as I can. Now, to save time, I am just going to stick with the Eurowings aircraft, okay? And I know that'll kick off my OCD, but I am just going to stick it at Heathrow. Where are we? I'm going to stick it over on the sort of the far apron. And I will put it back into the morning as well. We'll stay on live traffic. And we'll have a look and see what happens with the traffic here. Now, the good thing about Heathrow is you don't... Well, sorry. The good thing about FSLTL, and that's always be the same, is you don't have to sort of reload it. It'll inject everything. Right now, they're using 27 left at Heathrow. They're using 27 right for the departures. What I will have to do, though, is get rid of... Chase plane again. I'm going to have to figure out how to get me showcase camera to work. Mike, no, we're not, mate. I don't want to sort of talk about it on here, mate. Just we'll have a chat at a more convenient time. It's not all. It's not you, mate. It's not you, mate. It's a combination of things. So I wouldn't worry. Just don't worry, and we're not falling out, mate. I don't have any reason to do that. Just we'll have a chat about it. All these random aircraft on the British Airways apron. But yeah, we'll have a little look at Heathrow now. My performance, you're gonna see it stutter, unfortunately, guys. Heathrow for me has never been a great performer. Also, as well, I probably do have to turn some settings down still, because I am still cranking it up. Lovely Concorde over there. So, oh, are we getting some... Oh, no. Why are we getting buffering? I apologize, guys. Why are we getting buffering? There shouldn't be no buffering. We shouldn't be getting any buffering. We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be at all. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys, if you've got some stuttering, I'm really... I'm sorry, but YouTube is saying my stream's health is excellent in green, so... I apologise. Hey, Steve, good to see you. PC breaker area. Mate, my PC's just a pain in the ass at the minute, so... bloody... Manchester Barton Aerodrome would break my computer. Right, let's have a little look. I'm also going to have a little look. I don't really want to put the flight radar overlay on, because I think there'd be too much on the screen then. But let me just get a fixed camera wheel. Go over to Big Jets TV. Where is he? It's Myrtle Avenue, which I didn't get to do when I was at Heathrow, sadly. He's over here, isn't he? He's in the field with the horses. Oh, but he's not there. He hasn't loaded in. Right, let's just aim the camera there. Let's aim the camera there. I don't think flight radar... Easy, son. I don't think flight radar's caught up with itself, because right now we've got an Avianca Dreamliner landing, which isn't here. Let's have a little look on... Oh, there he is. He's loading in now. There he is. There he is. I'm going to load little Navigraph up. Or little nav map, sorry. Sorry guys, it won't be a second. The man himself. There he is. Right, so either it's still taking a bit of time to sort itself out, because I'm not getting anything. We should also have a Cathay Pacific 777 on its way down as well. But let's have a little read of this. I am just going to move the camera, folks, because there's too much noise. Too much noise. Right, so let's have a little read. I am going to copy and paste this into the chat for you guys to look at. But try and look at it at another screen or something. This is just the official statement. This was the 26th of May, 2026. Navigraph and Flight Radar partner to bring real-world traffic to flight simulation. We're excited to announce a new collaboration between Navigraph and Flight Radar 24 that brings officially licensed real-world air traffic data to the flight simulation community. The first launch under this partnership is FSLTL, one of the most widely used traffic solutions for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, the wording there, the first launch, as in there's going to be more potentially. The first launch in this under the partnership is FSLTL. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks to the realistic aircraft models, huge livery library, which it does have, VATSIM support and custom sounds. Through the new integration, Navigraph Unlimited subscribers, which, by the way, guys, there's only a Navigraph Unlimited subscription. Subscribers can now connect FSLTL directly to the official Flight Radar traffic data for real-world injection into MSFS. Flight Radar traffic data for flight simulation. As part of the collaboration, Navigraph is making official Flight Radar 24 traffic data available through our developer API. Approved third-party developers can integrate live traffic into flight simulation applications and services. If you're building something that could use FR24 flight data, contact dev@navigraph.com to discuss access. Looking ahead, we also plan to integrate the real-world traffic data from Flight Radar 24 into Navigraph charts. So, one of you guys was asking about that before. It's not on the Navigraph charts yet. It will be integrated, though. Accessing FSLTL traffic. This is what I've been doing on the stream. It looks like they've got the... you know what? What I will do, because this might actually be just flight traffic. No, it's not. So it has actually got the wrong runway there. Unless they've changed over since. No, so interestingly enough, that it was an A320. That was an A320. We've got a couple on Flight Radar, but they've got the runway wrong, sadly. So, not too sure what's happening there. It is on the wrong runway, yeah. What do you use to view the AI traffic, like tracking it? It's called Little Nav Map. It's on flightsim.to. It should still be. So, yeah, right now it is actually getting the runways wrong, by the looks of it. But it looks like it might be catching up, so that's good. Just going through again, just what they've got on the official sort of announcements. Accessing FSLTL integration. Injecting Flight Radar 24 traffic into 2020 and 2024 through FSLTL only takes a few steps. It is very, very easy, guys. What you saw at the start of the live stream is pretty much it. There's no other... nothing else you really do. Install FSLTL through the fly-by-wire installer. When starting FSLTL, the injector, a command terminal will open up. That's the black window, and you have to press Y and enter. A web page will load up, or should load up, it says, in the browser, and that'll give you all of the settings in a more clearer format. And you save and press start. At the bottom of the page, it will ask you to authenticate your... start again. It will ask you to authenticate your Navigraph account the very first time you do it. After you've done that, it won't ever need to do it. You could also potentially, I've not tried it, but you could also potentially press no on the original injector we'll try that. That's actually a very good point. I'm wondering if once it's closed, if you press no, will it still inject them? Or do you always have to press yes and then press start and inject on that web page? We'll have a little check. We'll have a little check. And we'll also check out some other airports as well. But interesting straight off the bat that the airports are wrong. Let's have a little look. If that's the case, then we'll head over to the other side. See you later, Jerry, mate. Have fun. It also looks to me... Hang on. So, they are using this runway to depart from as well. And then that's just disappeared. So right now we have on little nav map, we have got an A320 from Rome. Now that Rome one, that has just taxied in, I think. Sorry, not Rome. Milan. Sorry, Milan. So Heathrow looks to be a little more delayed than Stuttgart. Hiya, mate. You okay? How are you doing? A little flyby? Don't poo on me. It also looks like they are getting mixed up with the departing runway as well. And the arrival runway as well. You can see that there's been... Oh, there we go. They're fading in. There we go. So it is a little more behind. I'm a bit disappointed that the runways aren't right. And you can also see it's not perfect. Look, it's all right. I tried FSLTL again at the weekend. In the US, I had static aircraft populating, but no traffic landing. Yeah, so Stuttgart, hang on, both of the Heathrows have loaded in as well. Ah, you know what it is? I've done a reinstall since I've disabled some of these airports. So we've got both Heathrows, which won't be great for the performance. Maybe that's the issue. Jerry would be going, why would that landing? He would do, mate. Interesting, guys. So what I want to do is I want to do two things. Right now. I want to disable the other Heathrow. I'm wondering why, because Stuttgart I definitely disabled. And also, I disabled Heathrow as well. Now, Heathrow... Don't know what I'm doing here. Heathrow always had an issue about... reinstalling anyway. Not reinstalling, but reactivating. God, my sim has just gone so slow. What I want to do is, first of all, I want to check if you can press on the no button in the original FSLTL injector and see if it still injects them, or whether you always have to press yes to open up the new UI page. Heathrow by Gaia Simulations needs to be... There's a couple of them, that's the thing. That's the premium. Okay, where is Ini Builds? There's Ini Builds 1. That's disabled. That's the one that needs disabling. Disabled, disabled. Ini Builds 1 is fine. Perfect. It won't be a big, massive difference, but we'll have Say Intentions AI versus FSLTL. I don't know, because I've only used Say Intentions once. This is impressive that it's not too delayed. Almost making it real time. Almost. Not completely, but nice, you know. Let's go back. Let's go back to Heathrow now. Performance might not be overly impressive still. Heathrow's always been a problem child for me, but it might be a bit nicer. But I want to check. If by doing that, maybe the runways have, I don't know, fixed themselves. I don't know. I also want to check the injector, whether we can still inject by pressing no on the original page, or the original injector is what I'm trying to say. We'll have a little look, eh? So one thing I need to do is I might even uninstall FSLTL, to be honest. Sorry, Just Flight Traffic. I still want the models though, that's the thing. Right, let's have a little look. So FSLTL's injector is now open. Let me see if I can get it on the screen for you. So here is the original, which still is there, the original kind of screen where you would start the injection process for FSLTL. If I was to click no now, what's it going to do? It's actually connected. It says Navigraph authenticated. It's used out, so it's actually working. You don't have to actually go into that screen unless you want to change the settings. That's good. That's good. I mean, it might not sound a massive thing, but it seems to be good. It's, you know, you don't have to always go into that web page if you don't want to. Now, let's see if the traffic has figured itself out and see if it is actually gonna come in on the right runway. I think you would see accurate timing at same moment. Try there. Okay, we'll have a little look. If you bought FS traffic from Insmark, does it still work with FSLTL? Yeah, I would say it would. Yeah, it's only using the models. If you buy FS traffic, yeah, there's no reason why it wouldn't. It's just gonna prioritize the models for FSLTL to use. So there's no double tower anymore. There is a bit of rain though. It's been raining in Liverpool all day, but it's still very, very warm. So in real life, I've walked all the way down here, stood at the bus stop and done some spotting. If they're using 27 right to land, this is a great spot. You can, I mean, I don't know how long you're able to sit here as a person, but you can just stand here, and you do get buzzed quite a lot from the aircraft. Really, really nice. There is a couple of things. We've got Lufthansa City A320. We've got an A320 from British Airways, from Milan again. Wow. And unless it went round, did it go around? No, it didn't go around. A320 from Glasgow as well. So let's see what happens now, because these should be coming in on 27 left. Departing aircraft should be on 27 right, which is here. which they were before, but it does take a bit of time for everything to start happening. That's the thing. With PXX, I don't know if anyone's used PSXT with the real traffic add-on, but that is pretty much instant. And again, I will say that the aircraft movement is a lot more realistic. I hope that between Navigraph and Flight Radar and even FSLTL, I hope they figure out how to make it possible that the aircrafts move a bit more realistically, rotation and flare. It looks a lot better, that's all. But we'll stay at Heathrow for a bit and we'll have a little look. Performance is a slight bit better, but it's not sort of miles better, you know. But we'll have a little look. I'll open little Navigraph again. Right now there's nothing happening, sadly. There is a Turkish Airlines 787 and a Finnair A321 on its way over. On that little nav map. Are they on here though? Yes, they are. The 787 into Heathrow's there, and it's not far behind. The Finnair A320 is there as well. Fantastic. So, you know what? Do you know what, guys? In fact, that Turkish airline and that Finnair that I'm tracking on Flight Radar is where it should be. Exactly where it should be. So your objective is to prove that timing is correct. Single runway. However, ATIS and runway landing may be harder to prove if pilot mode. What? There was no real. That wasn't really an objective of the stream. No, I mean it's great that they're on sort of almost real time. I wasn't expecting it to be. No, right now the objective of the stream was to just do some fun virtual plane spotting using this new Navigraph Flight Radar partnership. Things have sort of developed while we've been on here, and we're discovering a few things. We've discovered that the traffic coming in and out of Heathrow was using the wrong runway compared to what it's saying on Flight Radar. So yeah, we're doing a few more experiments. Spin rush. I don't really know what you getting at. Sadly, I'm not sounding rude or anything, but this is pulling data off Flight Radar 24, so it's nothing. The sim isn't using its own logic to determine what rules and runways it's landing on. It's pulling data. It's pulling data off Flight Radar, so whatever runway they're coming in on Flight Radar, that's what they should be. The reason, what I'm saying is, mate, is that before the planes were landing on 27 right, but they were actually landing on 27 left, and we could see it in real time. Well, pretty much. I was just trying to figure out why. That's all. I was wondering why the data pulled from Flight Radar, which should be happening on the sim, because that's the whole point of this new partnership, and making FSLTL with essentially a subscription-based injector now rather than a freeware. You know, we started in Stuttgart. It seemed like it worked. There was an elevation issue with the plane, but I think that might be because I had 2 Stuttgarts installed. But I am interested. Like I say, we've got a 787 Turkish Airlines on its way in, and it is. I would say it's taken about 5 minutes or so for everything to kind of work. Let's have a little look. So yeah, I am quite surprised. I would say, looking at it now, there's a bit of delay. There's a bit of a delay in that Turkish Airlines and Finnair. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing on approach into Heathrow at the minute. But there is, obviously, on flight radar. Just more stuff that can break. I'm going to disagree. I don't disagree that it's going to break, because right now it seems like there's a bit of a discrepancy with the runways that it's showing. What I will disagree with is that you don't need to buy it and use it. you know, it's not like it's something that's being put into the sim and we have to have it, and it's running there. You don't have to use this, and you don't have to sign up to Navigraph. It's all optional. But in a statement made in a what we've seen before, yeah, it is another thing that can break. It's just you don't need it. It's a nice thing to have. I think for anyone who's got Navigraph subscription, then it's a win-win, because it's there for you. You don't need to pay any more. Now, right now, these departing aircraft are using the correct runways. And let me just have a little look on what's that over there. Yeah, that's a it's a Croatian Airlines A220. Is that on? It is. So, although right now we've got a difference in the amount of traffic on the ground on flight radar, obviously you guys can follow along with this. If you pull flight radar up and have a look, you'll see that in fact there's an Indigo, there's a Malta, there's a Singapore Airlines A380. Right now the only thing that we are getting is the Croatia A220, which, you know what, it seems to actually be ahead of flight radar now. I am also going to just make sure that none of the FS traffic is being injected. There's the A380 there, Singapore Airlines. Hey Adam, it's good to see you, mate. Good experiments. I think the community is just happy that the airports are alive again. Hopefully they'll start working hard like the folks at GSX. Yeah, absolutely. I hope so. I hope it's just not a collaboration where it's just like, hey, we've collaborated and we've got a lovely partnership with some big names in the community. I hope they actually continue to work up on it. Now, are the aircraft landing on the right runway? I can't see anything at the minute. We are getting the departures. Let's have a little look and see if flight radar's picking up that Cathay Pacific. Oddly enough, I can't see that on the radar. I'm good, mate. Adam, good to see you, mate. Pushback of air traffic absolutely sucks. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Again, it's all the animation and how it looks. It's like the rotations and the flares. As I say, the rotation of the aircraft are really, really like the aircraft just catches wind and goes up. Same with the flares and how they land. They land just flat down onto the runway. And I'll repeat myself again. I'm sorry, but just because people are coming and going, it is possible for the aircraft to have realistic approach and flare and landing, because I've seen it. You can see it for yourself if you pay for the real-time traffic with PSXT Injector. And I've done some live streams for it. Go and check after this live stream, PSXT and real-time traffic. You will see what I mean. The aircraft behave the way they should do in the air. Still not perfect. The movement is a bit stuttery and stuff, but hopefully the work can figure out how to get it to come to life quicker. Absolutely, Andrew. Yeah, I hope so too. Fair point, but it seems like I'm spending more time as a sim tech versus sim pilot. I have for a long time. Brilliant add-on. I mean, mate, I don't know what to say to that. I'm just in this boat where I'm like, I just enjoy the sim, and I've had my computer freeze, and it seems to be the sim that's doing it, because I've had this computer run for nearly 2 days solid, not on the flight sim, doing other things, and it's never crashed. But every time I get a full system freeze, it's always when Microsoft Flight Simulators run. So, mate, I understand. I just try and just see the good in everything as much as I can. I'd love to see the Qantas. I don't think I saw it, Mike, when I was at Heathrow. If you don't see an aircraft on flight radar, but see it in the sim, you can only view it for a certain time until it disappears. Right, okay. Hopefully they update this to be like that. I hope they do as well. PC shutdowns 3 times today when on Flight Simulator. I'm sorry, mate. I kind of feel better, but yeah. That aircraft has just done a go-around. Also, as well, it's on the wrong side, so it's got nothing to do with the scenery. It was right to do the go-around. That was good to see. But you can see they're still not using the right runways. They're still not... for some reason, it's pulling data from flight radar, but it's still not working, is it? It's still on single runway opposite Heathrow, which it would never be. See, that was a bit better, that rotation, I guess, but yeah, they seem to be still using one single runway. I'm not too sure how that happens. Hang on. No. No, they're still using 27 left. Sorry, guys, but we should get. There's the Turkish Airlines 787, which has just landed. It's now taxiing off 27 left, and there it is. There. Look at the nose down attitude on that. He's flying in like it's London City Airport. Mate, London City's the other way. Doesn't the BT Tower look like Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber? In fact, they did that, didn't they, for Star Wars Day one year? They had like a massive big green beam coming out of it, and it looked like a lightsaber. Yeah, not sure. Let's go and check another airport and see if there's a similar issue. So obviously we're going to have an airport with multiple runways. Don't like the nose down attitude, so they are going to have to try and maybe figure out how it works, but they're still using the same runway. Also as well, yeah, see the way he leveled out there? He's now on a more realistic approach. He's on a more realistic looking approach now. The movement is fantastic. That I would say that. Yeah, slam it down, mate. is reverse thrust. Oh, there we go. There they are. So a comparison that I'm seeing between PSXT real-time traffic is that, again, rotations and flares are much better in that program, but the movement of the aircraft as you're trying to track it with the drone camera, it stutters and it's not nice to look at. They are very, very smooth. The movements of the aircraft moving across the ground and the runway is a lot nicer on this. Amsterdam, okay. I think has been the way FSL not correct using multiple runways. Interesting. What's the aircraft? So you can change that in the settings, mate. You can change it in the settings. So when you inject, if you've used FSLTL before and you click start, you get the terminal come up. Instead of changing the values in there, you now have to press yes or Y, and then you're taken to the I can only imagine the Navigraph, sort of the new FSLTL injector, which is a web-based system, and that's how you change the radius of things. If you stick with the stream, mate, I will go back into it. But what I want to do is I want to go to another multi-use runway, an airport with multiple runways, and check if it's any better. But yeah, Andrew, you mentioned them. It would be nice if everything starts loading in quicker. I think so too, mate. Because again, mentioning PSXT, this wasn't really meant to be a comparison stream at all, but PSXT injects them a lot quicker as well. Also, my sim is having a very, very hard time at the minute. I'm not too sure why. It's kind of, as soon as you try and get up in the air, let's try, what's everyone saying? Arch, I don't know whether you want Amsterdam or you're just very, very, you just love Amsterdam. Can you use past with FSL models? What do you mean? Oh, PSXT. PSXT it is, mate. Can you? Yes, you can use all three of them, mate. AIG, FS, traffic, or FSLTL. Yeah. Amsterdam. All right. Okay. Well, again, Amsterdam's probably a bit nicer with performance than Heathrow. It is a default handcrafted airport. Let's just stick this Eurowings here. Go for a nice little plane spotting on the Polder Bomb, shall we? Smack the floor. Lovely concrete textures, though. Must admit. Sydney, is that Sydney? I think it is, isn't it? I think it's Sydney, isn't it? What's going on with me Amsterdam? Okay. Right, okay. Let's have a little look-ski and see what happens. Now, we should already have... What I'll do is, I know because one of you guys asked for the radius and stuff like that. Let me just re-inject the traffic and show you on screen. So that's the original one. That's the original terminal there. And then if you press Y on here, oh, it's not on screen, there we go. Press Y on screen and press enter, you get taken to a web page, which is on your screen now. And this is a lot more user-friendly. The UI is a lot user-friendly. Injection radius, airborne. Distance, kilometers from the aircraft within which airborne traffic is injected. Larger radius, more aircraft, but higher performance cost. Injection ground, distance from the airport within which ground traffic is injected. Use SIDS for departure. When enabled, IFR flight plans will attempt to use SID procedures and waypoints. I've ticked all them. Additional airline parked on the ground sets the amount of static aircraft parked at airports based on historical data. Setting value is scaled, linked to percentage and parking spots. 10 meters radius equals 5%. Okay, right. So I've got it on the max there. So maybe if we just scale that back down to 7, you can put GA aircraft in apparently as well. I've not tried that. Exact flight number you are flying. This flight will not be injected, for example. Right, okay, that's interesting. I don't think that was ever on FSLTL. Disable generic object models. When enabled, generic Asobo aircraft models are never used if a model match cannot be found otherwise. Disable liveries, disable blank liveries. When enabled, aircraft with no matching FSLTL livery are skipped entirely rather than shown with a blank white livery. I've got that turned on, and again, I've disabled the just flight traffic models for this stream just because it is about FSLTL, isn't it? But you can inject it if you want. Silent launch. Injector will not prompt for setting changes at launch. That's also a new option, I think, so that's quite nice if you want to just have all this sorted for yourself and then never want to change the settings, and you can just press, which is pretty cool. So there we go. Starting to inject the aircraft into Amsterdam, and we'll start seeing aircraft being injected. As you can see, if we just float ourselves over to the pier, you'll see them injecting in. I am again just going to tell the flight sim to get rid of, no, wrong one, FS traffic, any models that are appearing there. Just spam it a couple of times. And yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see what goes on with this one. See if there's any discrepancies or anything like that. See what runways it's using. It's a very good point, mate. So right now, they are using... It looks like they're using the polar bot. No, they're not. They are using they're using the center runway. They're using 18 center. And then using 18 left for departures. They're also using 24. That's just runway 24. Runway 24 as a departure runway as well. Which makes sense. If they've got the arrivals coming in on the sensor runway there. Oh, that's the Electra Airways went a bit mad there. I haven't got a Lanzarote. I think I used to have Just Flight scenery for Lanzarote, Mike, which looks amazing, but I haven't got it anymore, I don't think. So yeah, we've got a couple of airlines. We've just had a... Oh, wow, okay. Xiamen Air Dreamliner has just departed that runway. Let's head to the let's just keep it overviewed for now. It's a lovely full airport though, look at that. Looks fantastic. And we'll wait till we start getting movements. Like Andrew said in the comments, it would be good if they figured out how to get things moving as soon as possible, but yeah. I'll have a little look on little navy map there, little nav map, if we've got anything going on. EHAM, we've got a Turkish A321 on the way in. We've got a airline Alpine A320 on the way in as well. I'm very curious to see what goes on here. It's nice we've got AI traffic with FSLTL back, but also with GSI for VATSIM to make the airports. Yes, I believe. Yeah, I don't use VATSIM. I'm gonna venture into VATSIM at some point for sure, but I've heard good things about GSI. It's a freeware, isn't it? That obviously litters the litters the stands when obviously other VATSIM players aren't on those stands, so you don't have just VATSIM. Say if you're in a more quiet airport and you've got you and someone else on the gate, but in fact that airport's got a load of other aircraft on other gates, it fills the airport immersively, doesn't it? Been in the E-jets anymore? No, mate. The reason why is because I've been doing a video for someone, which will be shown at Flight Sim Expo. I don't think it's going to be shown on the main kind of conference. I think it's just going to be at a stand, which is quite cool. But I've also been filming a setup video, so on the channel at some point in the next week or so, there's going to be a video of basically me changing my setup around to accommodate my Airbus stuff, making the whole, you know, Airbus window in front of me, sorry, Airbus screen, and then a GA screen over that way. And today I've also been messing about with this bloody computer, putting a new cooler in. It's a thick boy. It's a very, very thick cooler. And yeah, so the room, you can't really tell, but it's in a tip. Plus my lights have gone off as well, so it means my battery has run out. No performance hits as well, which is great. Yeah, that's great. So we've got a couple of aircraft now taxiing out. Just good to see. Got an EasyJets and a whole fleet of KLMs all on the way out as well. Got some quad jets over there. Are they some 747s or A340s, A380s? Oh, look at those lovely aircraft. Look at those 747 cargos over there. Look at that. Yeah, 3 and Bs are currently. Think the next one is going to add sliders so you can adjust. Nice, nice. Right, what else have we got going on here? I've got nothing to report on nav. Oh, I've got a bit of an overflyer. Where is it? You can also see FSLTL has actually injected some contrail aircraft up there as well, look. So if you've got the radius set up a bit larger than it, you know, then it should. Can't see it unfortunately, but it's there, and it is creating some contrails in the sky, which is great to see. Do what you use for the zoom, or just did chase plane. Yeah, you can do that with chase plane, but I still haven't set up my chase plane for for the drone camera. I still haven't mapped it, so all I've done is just use the standard showcase camera and just use the zoom. You can keybind the zoom to a controller or a keyboard. Better with the control. You get a bit more control over it. So, got some KLMs moving away from a remote stand. I tell you what, the default Amsterdam's pretty nice, isn't it? I know they've just made the Flight Tampa one compatible with 2024. Check out a single runway. I will, mate. We were at Stuttgart before, but I will, mate. Don't worry. I'll go to that airport. Don't worry. I'm just curious to see if it's gonna get some multiple runways right. Let's have a little look and see if we've got anything on approach that we can see. Sadly, we haven't. Tell a lie. We have got a Turkish that I'm trying to find it on flight radar. See if it's landed anywhere. Oh, right, okay. Is that the Amsterdam? What is that one? Istanbul. LTFM, that's Istanbul, isn't it? So sadly, it's the same here, and I'm not too sure why. So the Turkish Airlines A321 from Istanbul is here, and if you look on flight radar, this actually came in on the center runway. They're not using this runway as a an arrival runway at Amsterdam at the minute. So what I can say is that it's pretty much given us a almost not real time. Let's be honest. It's not real time, but they are giving us close to near time, real time. So that Turkish Airlines is that Turkish airline has just landed on the center runway, which is this one here across the screen in front of you, and it's now taxiing to its stand. You can see that it is just landed and it's going to make its taxi out. So it's not far behind, but it's on the wrong runway. So not many people enjoyed the Flight Tampa Vegas upgrade as well, did they? And that was a paid one as well. So yeah, I wasn't overly impressed. I liked the upgrade to, I think it was like Concourse E or C that they did. It was very, very good, but they hadn't upgraded any of the other terminals. Not too sure what I can hear right now. I think it's that one there. So right now what I can say is, for the two airports that have got multiple runways, the aircraft aren't using the right ones, but the injected aircraft are pretty... They're not far behind. That Aero Mexico Dreamliner is actually currently taxiing out. I think the stands aren't correct as well. That's another thing. I don't think they're coming from the correct stands. The EasyJet, let me have a little look. The EasyJet we can see taxiing out here. Funnily enough, is... Let me have a little look. Now, what's fantastic is that the little nav map, what that is essentially is like a flight radar map for my simulator. So currently, little nav map is showing exactly what's happening on my screen. And that EasyJet that you can see down there is the one taxiing out to not this runway, but this runway over here. And it's exactly the same flight number. Every aircraft that is taxiing out right now on this sim has got the correct flight number to Flight Radar 24. Which is also pretty impressive. It's just they haven't got the runways right, unfortunately. Hurricane season has officially started, mate. It's been, well, I mean, I can't say it's the same for Liverpool, but it's been absolutely boiling hot in the UK, and then today it rained all day, but it was still very warm. So yeah, my observations so far, when you let it load in, I think if you leave it for about 10 or 15 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, you'll start to see planes moving that are correspondent to Flight Radar. I would say they are out by about a minute or two. They have the correct flight numbers, which is pretty impressive. You can check that by little nav map. Little nav map is free. If you click on an aircraft and it's moving, and you can sync it up to, not sync it up, but you can see Flight Radar, it'll have exactly the same flight numbers. It's just a bit disappointing that they're not on the right runway, because everything's moving, but it's just they're not going to the right runway, that's all. So the Aero Mexico, let me just have a little look. The Aero Mexico, you'll see again spot on flight number. That is currently crossing hang on, no, that's the wrong one. Aero Mexico, flight number 026, flight Mex 026. It is actually spot on. The issue we've got is that let me just do this for you guys. Bear with me 1 second. It's gonna get a bit cluttered, but you'll probably have to try and squint. And I'll have to try and arrange this. So yeah, it's not the best, but you can see the Aero Mexico is taxiing out to 24, runway 24 on Flight Radar. It's here, but in fact on the sim you'll see that it is actually over here taxiing out. I think that's it there. There he is there. No, he's over here, sorry. He's taxiing out to 27. Hey, watch out, guys. Just make sure that just flight traffic isn't. Hey, he's just took his wing off. Gotta go now, ready for tomorrow. Thanks for coming in, mate, really appreciate it. It's a good question, mate. We went to Heathrow, Innie builds Heathrow, it didn't work. I would say it was I would say it would work better if it was at a default airport. But again, I'm impressed that they've been able to get Flight Radar that close, you know. Right, one of you guys wanted me to go to, what was it? Tango November Charlie Mike. Again, this is a default airport. Let's have a little look. Hey Lauren, good to see you. It is, but it's subscription based now. So you can still download it for free, but it's not free. To make it work, to make it inject traffic, you need to have Navigraph. If you've got Navigraph, then it's, yeah, fantastic. We're just having a little look at the at how it's all working, and so far there's a few caveats, let me say. Look at the view we've got now, folks. Look at that. Right, okay, let's go over to St. Martin. I would love to be here right now. Right, so we are at Princess Juliana. Right now, we've got a Twin Otter going out, and we've got a Cessna Caravan as well. I can't say it's going to be the most busiest place to kind of look at. It also depends if it is going to inject. Oh, sorry, no, the Twin Otter was coming in. They're coming in. The Grand Caravan is going out. But we'll see. We'll see if it's gonna work. It'd be nice if it injected some of the Twin Otters and stuff. But we might be here waiting, so I don't want to obviously be waiting too long. I can't see anything that might be coming this way. I guess we'll wait. Did you know St. Martin now has a live webcam? Nice. I'll go to Newcastle. I love the Newcastle scenery. One of my favourites. But yeah, this is the it's a bucket list for any flight simmer who sorry, maybe a flight simmer, any aviation geeks, plane spotters. This is on the bucket list. It's on mine. I would love to come here. I'm not fond of beaches and hot weather, but I just think for the views, look at that. This is just the default one. I haven't got any payware one installed. So there's no people, sadly, on the beach. It looks lovely, though, doesn't it? It looks lovely. Windy. Reinstall the injector. I don't think it's worth reinstalling it, mate, because I think what will happen is it will just take a bit longer for things to come in then. You don't have to, I don't think. Oh, hang on, we've got a JetBlue. We've got a JetBlue. Hang on, that JetBlue's just taken off. Sorry, guys. Is that JetBlue on our... Let's have a little look. I think it is, isn't it? It is. That JetBlue is on there. So I would say that JetBlue is actually on our nav map. So the JetBlue that it's basically taken off and done like a U shape, and it is now heading north towards New York. that is in my simmers as an injected aircraft, so that has worked. So I'm not going to turn off the injector. We do have a JetBlue going out. There's no... Oh, hang on. That might be the JetBlue. Let me double check. JetBlue 1188 to JFK. What? Hang on. Right, so this JetBlue is the one that is in the air on flight radar. How does this work now with Navigraph? So you have to have a Navigraph unlimited subscription. Basically what it does is when you initially start FSLTL from the fly-by-wire installer, it's going to ask you to link Navigraph to it. Navigraph and Flight Radar have teamed up, and Flight Radar is providing the tracking for this now. Don't know if I'm stuck on screen here. Am I stuck on screen for you guys? I hope I'm not. So yes, this JetBlue that we're seeing is the one that is on Flight Radar now. It is just north of St. Martin. It's gone past Long Bay Village. JetBlue 1188, and this is JetBlue 1188. So definitely more than a minute or two behind. But I think if everything starts catching up, it'll be fine. We've also got a Twin Otter. Now let's see if that is on. So the Twin Otter, the Win Air Twin Otter that is coming to St. Martin now, is showing on the sim map, but it's being shown as an ATR, not a Twin Otter. Sounds good. Don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I'm not sure. There we go. The reason why I think that happened is because it's too far away now. Because it isn't. It's a guess. It's purely a guess, but I think it's because that JetBlue flight on Flight Radar is, you know, is further away than kind of the injection or whatever. It's just deleted it because it's like, you know what, it's gone now. What I will say is the like I said before, I don't know if you could hear it. Oh, hang on. No, it's not. Do you know what it is, guys? it doesn't look like it's injecting anymore. Ooh, interesting. Because that... Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. No, there it is there. There's the Win Air. I don't know. It's the same flight number, I think. Let me double check. 827. Oh, no, this is a completely different plane. This is a completely different plane. 827. Oh, okay, okay. So there it is. There, I'm tracking the wrong one. So the Win Air or the Windward 827, the ATR is being injected into my sim. It's just south of the airport. There is also a Twin Otter behind it. Sadly, that Twin Otter doesn't look like it's being injected into the sim. Sadly. No, I don't think it is. Or is it? No, it's not. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah, it's confirmed. We all have this problem. Okay, perfect. Lauren, sorry, is there a new software we have to install? No, we don't. It's the same thing. If you've got the fly-by-wire installer and FSLTL models and stuff, you still need, obviously, you need the FSLTL models and the injector. Basically, what happens is when you click to inject the planes the very first time, it'll ask you to link your Navigraph account up, and once it's linked up, it'll just all work, and you don't have to keep on linking it or anything like that. So I would say it's nice. I would love to see them just tweak a few things. Definitely get the right airports figured out as well. Is it injecting boats, or is that... Have I not got boats turned off? I think I've got boats still turned on from when I had... Because I've got the boats, the global boats turned on. So I don't really need the boats turned on. Global shipping, I should have. Right, where is this ATR? The ATR is not far out. What we'll do is we'll stay for this. Hopefully it doesn't disappear. And then we'll try another airport to finish the live stream. Please let me know, guys. I need a fairly decent sized airport, multiple runways, and let's have a look and see if the runways are correct on that one, or at least on the last one. We'll have a little look. But yeah, let me know in the comments where I should go. And we'll have a little look and see. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed this. There's some things that I hope they update. I hope they get the runway sorted. I'd love to see them try and make the aircraft movements on takeoff and landing a bit more realistic. I hope they can figure that out. It's not something that can't be done. I have seen it, and it looks great. Like I said, the only problem is the other solution, the real-time solution that you can get, the aircraft movements just far too stuttery. It's not great. This is actually good. The aircraft movement is very nice when the planes are flying by or going down the runway. Really nice. JFK is a good one. KLAC should still be daylight. It should be, shouldn't it? Let's have a little look and see. Yeah, it's 1:30. So yeah, we could go over there. LAX sounds good. I'll have to just make sure it's disabled before. I'll have to remind myself. Dallas Fort Worth is packed right now. That might be a... Yeah, could do. Both are any build scenery. The ATR has just turned onto final in the sim, so... Yeah, you know, it is a... In this case, this is more than a few minutes out. I think it might really depend on the airport. ATR should be somewhere. We'll wait for them to come in. Hopefully it doesn't disappear. We'll get him in, and then we'll go to somewhere a bit more packed. Yeah, we'll wait for the ATR just to see what happens with it. It is showing up on my sort of, I guess my in-sim flight radar, which is useful. Frankfurt is another good one, but that will be late on now, Frankfurt, won't it? Have a little drink. Do you know what I'm also going to check? And I feel like I'm really not supposed to at the minute, just because... So, yeah, that's good. I'm not gonna say it just in case it jinxes it, but I'm not too bad. Where are we now? Come on, ATR, where are you? He should be on top of us. Where is he? There he is. He's only got one wheel. Let's go in the water. Where are we? Oh, don't say you've gone. Where is he? Hey, go on, son. Are we gonna get any sounds though? Smashdown. No. Everyone has just been catapulted off their seats. That was cool. Right. Oh, we got some reverse thrust. Did you hear that? He got the center line spot on though, didn't he? He really did. That was nice. That was nice. Right. Okay. One more, guys. Let's... I don't know. I mean, LAX sounds good. Dallas Fort Worth is packed in a minute. Let me see if LAX is disabled first. Just make sure. We can go and sit at In-N-Out Burger. Again, another bucket list for me. Go and spot the aircraft at oh, the sim might have crashed. I think it has. It's crashed on me. Oh. The sim's crashed on me about 4 or 5 times over the last 2 days. And I think I know why. I don't think it's anything to do with the sim. I think it was the... yes, so it's still... enabled, disable. 6. Hey, I tell you what, you know, this isn't a brand newie. This is quite an old scenery now. Nearly 6.5 gigs. This is. Right, let's go to LAX then to end the live stream. Everyone's been fantastic, by the way. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What I was going to say is that my computer has not... I'm not going to say it. No, I shouldn't even be trying to say it. Don't say it. There we go. LAX. Euro wings are here for some reason. Let's just put them there. Let's just stick the Euro wings there. Pretend it's over here. I don't know how it got over here, but it did. Are you loading in for me or not? No? Yeah? Okay. Cheers, Mike. Appreciate it, mate. I will be live again on Wednesday, folks. I'm not going to be in the simulator on Wednesday. I'm going to be doing some air traffic controlling at Manchester in Tower Simulator 3. I thought we'd head back to that. We've only done one live stream of it. I did say I'd get Manchester. It's taken long. We'll head back to Tower Simulator 3 and attempt some voice recognition ATC. See if I can keep up with the Manchester Tower. There's a chap who does all of the Tower Simulator streams, and he was showing off the new AI voices and how it all works, and the update looks fantastic. It's not out yet, but it is looking amazing, and he knows how to do it all. It's fantastic. Chaz Draycott, his name is. If you go into the live stream on Wednesday, his YouTube and everything is on there, and he's fantastic. He really is. But we'll have a little attempt. We'll have a bit of a break from Microsoft Flight Simulator for a bit and do some ATC. Where is LAX here? Come on. Just had the 747 takeoff. Air China. Busy. We've got an Air Tahiti. Lovely livery that. Air Tahiti 787. Now we just have to do a bit of a wait. Do I spot something? Do I spot a 757? No, it's not. It's the 787. Why did I think that was a 757? There we go. Lovely smog again over the city of Los Angeles. There always seems to be when I'm here in the sim. Let's make sure that we've not got any just flight traffic spawning in. And yeah, I guess for now we just wait. Little nav map is showing a Delta 767 from JFK meeting the approach. Are they using the right runways though? Now I know they use dual runways, so I don't think it could go wrong here, to be honest. It's just whether... Okay, so that's 767 from JFK. Let me just make sure the flight number's the same. 1033. No, that's not the right one. So we've got two 767s then. Is that what you're saying to me? Oh, hang on. No, that is the right one. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So I do have that 767 from JFK. I do have that, but again, it looks like it's on the wrong runway. Also, it looks very, very... it looks synced well. It looks like it's near enough the same as flight radar. But again, we have an issue with the runways. And I don't know how we have. I don't know how. Interesting. Hey Brian, does it matter if you change the timeline? Does it always show FR in real time? It's a good point, mate. That's a good point. Let's have a little look on Navigraph and see what it's done. No, mate. It looks like whatever is going on flight radar right now, whatever is in the air is going to be in the sim, regardless of the time. Obviously, if you set it to real time, it's going to be spot on anyway, but I can move the time and it's not going to change the circumstances. It's not going to take that 767 in. But I tell you what, the 767 on in my game right now, in my sim, God, I hate that. I am sorry, guys. I really apologize. It made me sick. In the sim is pretty spot on to what it is. The only difference is, again, we are getting a conflict in the runways, which is a shame. This 767 Delta coming from JFK looks to be using 24 left, 24 right. Sorry, 24 right. And it looks like yeah, it looks like in the sim it's using 25 right instead. Canadian C-130 Hercules at Manchester on what? Friday and Saturday. Nice. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look at that. But injection-wise, everything's happened a bit faster. As I say, the sync between flight radar and the sim is impressive. I'm not too sure how it's getting the runways mixed up. Even in this situation where you've only got, I mean, you've got 4 runways, but they're both parallel runways. Here's that 767 now. It's actually spot on. It really is. I think it's just about to touch down at, I would say that's about 10 seconds out, maybe even less. They just need to get those flares sorted. You can see there's a bit of jerkiness on the runway, kind of. It starts to... Yeah, so the American Airlines A321, A321neo, coming from Charlotte. American Airlines 1213. Yeah, again, the flight numbers are all the same as well. So the flight numbers are all in there, which again is great. Oh wow, the registration is also correct as well. I think when we were at Amsterdam, one of the registrations was wrong, but this American Airlines, as I say, coming in, was it 1213 1213 from Charlotte? This is November 469 AN. It's exactly what Flight Radar has got it down as well. Just the 2 things I want to see, the 2 things I am desperate for them to do: improve the takeoff and landings. I don't know how they would do that. it is possible, because bit of stuttiness there, but again, yeah, the as you can see, they just slapped down on the runway. I'm gonna have to check out, Mike, that Canadian C-130. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Although I don't even think I can get to Manchester those 2 days, so I like this. I think it's great. Is it worth the Navigraph subscription if you don't have it? I think, honestly, if you've been doing any kind of flying in the sim and you haven't got Navigraph charts, I would say it was a well worth investment. Should Navigraph do a one-off subscription? It would be nice, wouldn't it? Can you get similar? Yeah, that for me, I mean, some people might not be bothered really. I think the fact that the other real-time sort of injector that you can get, it does the animations a bit better. I think it would be nice if they could just tweak them a bit better. Yeah, you can get just like traffic. It's not going to be synced up to flight radar, so if that's a thing that you want, you're not going to get that. Question for me would be, if there's obviously anyone watching who is involved with any of this, who might be able to comment afterwards or whenever, is that, does FSLTL still work with beyond ATC and say intentions without the Navigraph subscription? Do you know what I mean? Is that a 757? No, it's not, of course. Why did I think that was a 757? Barcelona, always good airport, in Madrid. Yeah, we can have a little look at them in another live stream, definitely. Yeah, so obviously the FSLTL models, the say intentions are beyond ATC. Are they their own injectors? Does it need Navigraph for it to work? Obviously, I've also mentioned quite a few times PSXT and real traffic, real time traffic. That's about £8 a month. Differences, slightly better animations. It is about 20 seconds difference. It's very, very, like, it's as real time as you can get at the moment, but animations aren't as good. It's also £9 a month, which it's just the AI traffic. You don't get Navigraph as well. So for the money, Navigraph charts and the fact that you're getting this on top of it is a good deal. If you're a person who uses VATSIM and all that business, and say intentions are beyond ATC, you might not never need this. But I really, really hope that they do two things. They fix the runways, because right now it's just getting it wrong. It's sinking the aircraft up very well indeed. WestJet 737. Now, hang on, no, is that the Alaska 737? No, it's the WestJet. So that is... Oh, where has that gone? Is that... I'm looking on the wrong runway, that's why. Now that is spot on, folks. That is Calgary to Los Angeles. It is WestJet 1022. The timing is spot on. I just wish they'd fix the runways, because it's the third time now. If you're looking at a single runway, it will be absolutely fine. It should be landing on the correct runway if it's a single-use runway. Sorry, you know, a single runway. This is Delta. Interesting. That wasn't actually on. That wasn't on flight radar, that. Hang on, was it? It was. But it landed before the WestJet. So yeah, there's a few little things. The timing, for the most part, is synced well to flight radar. Sometimes it will get behind itself. Not too sure what's happened there. The Air Tahiti, let me see if there's any. Also as well, it's not quite getting the departures correct. The arrivals are very good. Oh. Interesting. Need to watch your stream back from the start. I have Navigraph, but not FSLT. I presume it won't work. No, you do need it, mate. So you've basically, you know, you can now obviously get this for free. With you having Navigraph, it's part of what you're paying for your subscription. So all you do is download the fly-by-wire installer, install the models. You need to download the models. That's your bigger file size, and then the injector, which is a very small one. And then yeah, watch my stream, and it basically shows you how to do that, to start it all up. It's very easy. If you've used FSLTL before, it's simple. If you've not, it's simple. It's simple. Let me know, folks. I am gonna end the live stream there. It's a bit later than I'd like, plus I've still got to fill about with that. On the positive note, my system did not crash. That isn't a sign of any amazing news. It's gone before without crashing. The one big thing I can say right now is the heat from my CPU is far lower than it was last time I was using this flight sim. The new cooler is a beast, and it is keeping the CPU cooler than it was. So that's a good sign. Also as well, when I was opening up my computer, I might have found the issue to why I don't even think it might have been the heat on the CPU that was causing the full. Basically, my system was completely freezing. So obviously, if I'm live streaming, everything will stop. The screens just freeze. Sound goes. I have to hard reset the computer. When I was opening up this, and I only discovered this because I had to take a RAM stick out, because the lead to basically power the CPU fan, or sorry, the AIO cooler, I couldn't get it in without removing a RAM stick, and I discovered every one of my RAM sticks wasn't locked into place. Yes, silly boy. What are you doing? All of my RAM sticks were not locked down. They were connected. So the PC was going on. It was recognizing that I had RAM, but they weren't locked down. And from what I've read, that can cause full system freezing. And in the manner and the randomness that it was doing it. Because in fact, sometimes the RAM would maybe not connect to the computer. Instability, bang, it's gone. So yeah, we're on to a bit of something. Mike, take AT about to Lanzarote to Manchester. Nice. Okay, right. I'm gonna go now. As I say, guys, let me know if you're rewatching the live stream what you think, opinions on everything. I'm not here to, again, promote this promote this product and say you should buy it. There's some things that I personally hope they fix and get added in. So listen, if you make a comment as in, no, I don't like the fact that they've started charging for FSLTL and it's basically now a paid subscription, I understand. I'm taking both sides on it. It's great. If you've got Navigraph, fantastic. If you haven't got Navigraph, it's nice. I wouldn't do it just yet though. If you sign up to Navigraph just for this, give it a bit of time and see if they get the runway sorted. And obviously right now you'll see that, you know, this United airline is just blocking all these from moving. Departures don't seem as spot. Also, we've had absolutely no arrivals as well. So there's been nothing coming in at the minute. So everything's kind of just stopped, which isn't the case. There's one over there. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you Wednesday, guys. Remember, Wednesday, no Microsoft Flight Simulator. We'll just be in a tower simulator, and we're going to be trying to control the aircraft going in and out of Manchester, EGCC. I've downloaded the Manchester scenery for it. I've had a little go, but yeah, we're going to up the ante. We're going to put some more aircraft density in there and see if we can control the airport. That should be fun. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go now. I will see you on Wednesday.